Gaza amid a push by mediators to renew talks. In a statement, Hamas said it had accepted a plan presented Sunday by Qatar and Egypt. Meantime, Egyptian officials involved in the discussions tell CNN in an exclusive interview that it has warned Israel that the mass displacement of Gazans is a red line. Let's get more from CNN international anchor Becky Anderson, who is in Cairo for us. Becky, what more can you tell us about this latest proposal?
Yeah, I spoke to the Egyptian foreign minister on a visit up to Rafah, the border crossing on the Egyptian side, the border crossing where so much aid is built up trying to get into Gaza. And this was yesterday, and we discussed the ceasefire proposal that had been tabled to Hamas at that time. The last 48 hours here in Cairo, behind the scenes, has been extremely busy. Both the Egyptian and Qatari mediators, who've been long involved in trying to get a comprehensive solution to end this war, have really ratcheted up their efforts over the past 48 hours, trying to get some sort of framework together that might end this war. They are extremely concerned about the threat of a further expansion of the Israeli war, a threat underscored by the decision by the Israeli Security Council last week to go back into Gaza City and displace those who are there in order to rout out the remaining Hamas operatives there. These mediators tell me that they are concerned for two reasons. That they say this will exacerbate the already catastrophic humanitarian situation on the ground and will further endanger those hostages who remain in Gaza. Now remember, we believe there are about 50, 21 of whom maybe are still living. The efforts by these mediators are to get this temporary truce, this partial sort of phased plan for release of half of those hostages over a 60-day period, which will at least relieve the pressure somewhat and get this surge of humanitarian aid in. When I spoke to the Egyptian foreign minister, he has real reservations about the political will from either party for a resolution of this, particularly on the Israeli side. This is part of what he told me.
What we have to do now is to implement the proposal of Steve Witkoff, the U.S. Special Envoy.
Which is a phased,
yes,
partial agreement,
right.
a temporary
Right.
truce.
At least to have a cooling off period to allow more trucks to enter into Gaza. And during this 60 days of the ceasefire, to engage in a serious negotiations to make this ceasefire sustainable.
Can I be clear, Foreign Minister, is that the only proposal then on the table at present? The Witkoff proposal to all intents and purposes?
This is the practical one. Of course, the Israelis are talking about ending the war,
one and done.
having a comprehensive deal, but they are putting impossible, conditions to be realized on the ground.
What those impossible conditions are?
I mean, by talking about, of course, disarming Hamas now, that they will not allow neither Hamas or Fatah or the Palestinian Authority to be there in Gaza. This is something, not logic and not practical.
Mediators say that they have secured 98% of what was the original Steve Witkoff proposal back in July, but it's not clear what the remaining 2% is, and that could be an awful lot of detail that is still to be hammered out. The other big point at this stage is that there has been no official response to this proposal from the Israeli side, and we know the Israeli position has hardened since that last proposal. Israel wants to see the end of Hamas. They believe that Hamas is on the ropes. They want a comprehensive deal, a one-off deal, which effectively releases all the hostages in one go. And that is not what this proposal is all about, as far as we can tell on the details that we have. Back to you.
Becky Anderson, live for us in Cairo. Thank you so much, Becky.